Nurul Izzah Anwar menegaskan bahawa sebarang peruntukan undang ajaran kaum Melayu diberikan kebebasan beragama seperti yang dinikmati oleh golongan bukan Melayu. Perkara 11 kurungan 4 memberi kuasa kepada kerajaan negeri atau kerajaan persekutuan untuk menggubal undang-undang bagi mengawal atau menyekat penganut agama bukan Islam menyebarkan atau mengembangkan ajaran atau kepercayaan mereka kepada orang-orang Islam. Walau bagaimanapun, permohonan orang Islam untuk tukar agama masih tertakluk di bawah bidang kuasa Mahkamah Syariah berdasarkan Seksyen 61 kurungan 3 kurungan B kurungan X Enakmen Pentadbiran Agama Islam Negeri. Sementara itu, Izzah turut mempertikaikan undang-undang yang digunakan pihak berkuasa di negeri ini dalam menangani gejala lesbian, gay, bisexual dan transseksual atau LGBT. Menurutnya, selain daripada tempat awam, pihak berkuasa tidak wajar untuk mengambil tindakan terhadap mereka yang terlibat dengan gejala tersebut. Menyifatkannya sebagai tidak menghormati privasi seseorang, tindakan tersebut juga katanya tidak membawa sebarang nilai Islam.
In terms of the rights of sexual LGBT, Tariq Ramadan addressed this question when IRF organized his program. I think it was about 3 months back. And I think, of course, you're not just talking about Islam. There are limitations and implemented even in Christianity with regards to people of LGBT. But one main principle is you should not victimize anyone. You should not also implement and ensure the laws of the land encroach into public space. I think that's the main underlying principle. But if you ask me whether as a Muslim I can accept, I think yes, you or whoever that decides their particular sexual orientation, yes, in the private space, you cannot enforce them certain regulations, etc. But as a Muslim, I also cannot accept. And that is regulation of my faith as well as my friends who are Catholics, etc. And I think here you want to make sure that they are not victimized. The current practice, whether through the borders, how Jawi or Jakib at the time went to the borders, some books, etc. So the way it's being practiced does not respect and does not give any meaning to the sanctity of Islam or any religion for that matter. You must always use hikmah. So yes, I will say that here we have limitations, but certainly it should not be encroached into public space. The second question, with regards to what you think I'm trying to promote, I would correct that assumption. Yes, Egypt is undergoing a tumultuous process. It has not been resolved. There are many challenges they face. I'm not saying that they've achieved a utopian ideal view of a state and how it should be governed. But I always take the developments of the Muslim Brotherhood in particular from seen as a rather dogmatic Islamic movement, but came up with a political entity to meet the needs of the times. And their relationship and collaboration with the Christian Coptics is something in particular that we have to observe and appreciate. So if you say that things are bad for Egypt, no. We must not be so judgmental, and that's partly the society or the country that we have inherited that allows us to see things in black and white, whereas sometimes it is not as simple as that. Sometimes in a storming period, it is important for them to undergo, and hopefully, of course, we wish for the best. We wish that you will see wisdom and finally manage the governance of the country ASAP. But, okay, one more minute. Yes, but the idea itself, I think, goes back, and when you ask me, there's no compulsion in religion. Even the Farouk quoted that verse in the Quran. How can you ask me or anyone, how can anyone really say, sorry, this only applies to non-Malays? It has to apply equally. That is how it is. In the Quran, there's no specific term for the Malays, this is how it should be done. So I'm tied, of course, to the prevailing views, but I will say that. So what you want is, of course, in terms of quality, You believe so strongly in your faith that even me, being schooled in Asunta with a huge cross at the hall and an active singing Catholic, non-Catholic society, will not deter you. Thank you.